Well, hello once again. Welcome in, my faithful few. It is I, Calendar Storm. We're on Crystal Point Guild. I believe this is episode 4. Could be 5. I don't know. I have to look. The title will be correct, I promise. All right. Marching and I have been busy around the base. Things have happened on stream, off stream, and well, just, in general. I'm going to give a quick tour, but today's focus is going to be a little. We're going to go uncut, which I mean, mostly I do that anyways, but we're going to go uncut. We're going to do some underground work. And before you say, but Cal, we've seen the base, there's no underground. There actually is. That's part of the update I have to show you. So first, this thing I'm standing in front of right here. This is the entryway to what is being referred to as the animal preserve. And in here, we have got things. Many things. Come with me. So in here, we had this naturally formed lake, and I made the comment to Marching. I said, hey, what if we enclosed it? So before I knew it, Marching branded glass dome. And you're like, oh, wow, you made a lot of glass. Well, not really. We have a villager that sells glass. And yeah, I'm going to be putting, that was the mining nether portal. That is going to be like a welcome center kind of a thing. We've got turtles in here. Squid spawn naturally. There's a couple of frogs running around in here too. I'm not entirely certain where they're at right now. They head for the glass like they're trying to escape. I think they're trying to make it back to their natural biome. They're orange frogs, so One thing I did do, and I'm not gonna take the time to show it, but I built a frog light farm. It's over in the nether, up on the roof, hence the frogs. And yeah, so now frog lights are a thing. I'm selling them in this shop, and if you remind me, I'll show you what the shop looks like before we go. Like I said, this is going to be a little uncut, and the reason I just said to a little uncut is because, well, I'm going to have to do some, because I don't. It'd be all right. Yeah, it'd be fine. We can go totally uncut. So yes, Calendar's on totally uncut. But this tower right here, this thing is fantastic. I cannot pronounce the name of the person that originally did the design. I was looking for ideas and said I could probably build that, but they didn't have a schematic. They had a world download. So I downloaded it. I looked at it. And I'm like, I love the outside. This is going to fit what Marching and I want to do. And then I started exploring the inside. And my response was, what? Why? Just why? So I haven't done the inside. I'm only doing the outside. So the exterior gets the credit to the person on Planet Minecraft. Again, I can't pronounce her name, and I'll let you look it up. It's a cyberpunk skyscraper. It's on Planet Minecraft. If you find it and you're like, yeah, that's it, then you'll have found the right one. I did the world download. I made the schematic, and then the floors, some of the staircases you can get up. And this was definitely an example of tell me you design this in creative without telling me, because the elevator system that had been put in right here had command blocks to work. So that's not going to happen. And I'm going to use a little cheaty cam here. And so I went ahead and put in floors. I mean, I tried. And you're like, with this shape? Well, it's because that's the outer wall. And Marching and I are going to figure out, we'll work it out. This is going to have to come back out. And this will be the lift system on this side for the upper floors. This went to the lift. It was like a big jump. I said some of it just made so much no sense. So anyway, that I'm working on that in the progress. I thought about time lapsing it, and it is just taking me forever. And I'm like, no, no. It would basically be, hi, welcome to CPG. Enjoy this time lapse. Okay, goodbye. Have a nice day. So I was like, no, that's gonna take too long. But Marching built this amazing church while I've been working on this. She built this. Looks fantastic. This is absolutely astonishing. I'm going to show this off. Marching Angel is her name on. Okay, her name on Twitch. If you want to drop her follow and watch her streams, we have been streaming together on Mondays this season. So you check it out. But look at this. This is absolutely astonishing and fascinating and outstanding. I love it. It's gorgeous. Obviously, interior work to come, but oh, the design. And here's the thing. She did similar. She found a picture, said, yeah, I could do that, but made so many changes. We've got a barn going on over there. We've got this over here. And, of course, we have our temporary gas holdings over there. It's getting dark. Of course it is. We're going to run to this bed. We've got our Tower of Achievement over there, basically. So I never knew this was a thing. There's an achievement where if you can trade with a villager at build height. I didn't know that was a thing. It's called Star Trader. So we built the tower with a bubble fader, fired some villagers to the top, gave one of them a job, and got that. And then said, you know what? We should do the one where you drop from build height to bedrock without dying. So we dug the tunnel. Well, we dug the tunnel, but we also built it up all the way. So you can stand up there, you can get Star Trader, and then you just pop the trapdoor and drop, and you get the achievement. There's a space of water just above the bedrock at the bottom. So it is entirely possible. And then, of course, we have these lovely things on the server called magic mirrors that let you teleport to your spawn point. So there's a bed up there, set your spawn point, use the mirror. Once you get to the bottom, boop, you're back to the top. Some people have chosen just to use rockets and fly back to that top, and hey, that's fine. They can do, you do you, Bubaloos. But yeah, we left it there. It's probably gonna not go away. Another thing Marching's been doing is I commented after she finished the church. I said, yeah, we should probably kill all the trees inside the spruce line. So she started that. As you can see, I'm going past Voxy, so I don't know if that's updated anymore because I've not been over there. I mean, we can take a fast look and see if any other tree. Oh yeah. Yep, more trees have disappeared. Not all of them. She is making good progress. So, anyways, like I said, we're going to work underground. That right there, that's where we're going. That is storage. And a couple other things. So, I was having a conversation, I'm going to land right here, with Marching, and I said, hey, I know you wanted to leave that open, but I have an idea. Because I think the deep slate, not cobbled or polished or any of that, just deep slate, that's been silk touched, makes a great pavement. And she agreed. I said, well, what if we cover this and then part of our city could be built on top? She's like, oh, I like that idea. So I went ahead, I put it in a ceiling, which I'm going to show you in just a moment. And then we did so much mining because we were running low on deep slate as it was, but we needed the silk touch variant just so that I could cover all of it. Now, you're like, but how do you get down there? Well, that's where those trapdoors come in. So let's go. It's kind of like sewer access. Went ahead and stuck some things in. I got rid of the stairs we had. I put in this water channel, and I'm going to make a little bit of a change right there today. And more of a change, but now we're down here. Everything's covered. You can see what's going on. This is McVillagers. I think I explained this before, but just in case I didn't, I'm going to brief explanation. We wanted 4 villagers for different supplies. We put them in place. Marching did the decoration and said, this color scheme kind of looks like McDonald's. So I embraced it. And we have McVillagers. Here they are. Now, Charlie Brown, Cat Wild, Jinx, and Crypt. Those are the heads you're looking at. The funny thing is the way they interact with the villagers that their heads are on. Now, Charlie Brown, we were getting the achievement for overkill, and I ended up with his head, so I plopped it onto the farmer because it was fitting. Cat Wild donated her head and went with being the mason. Jinx donated his and went with being the cleric. And Charlie Brown actually donated Cryptfire's head, and we turned him into the librarian because that made sense. Now I got more decorations to go on in here, but I haven't quite figured out the design to that just yet. So, another little note real quick over here, and this is going to be part of the design that we do into here. We got our starter maps that, this is how it looked like when I got here. This is what it looked like in between. And of course it's different over there. We have an updating map here. This is just to show the origins. We're going to run the water. It's going to look like it's feeding this farm. I like that idea. I think that's really cool. One other thing I have done down here is I had started with just a little bamboo farm that was going to feed a smelter for green dye. Well, we ended up with so much green dye we don't need any more the rest of the season. But I can always convert it back if we need to. On the other hand, that was not enough to keep up. So I ended up building one, and I had built one over here so we could collect bamboo. So what I ended up doing was I switched to this one to give me bamboo, and to that one to feed the furnace, and then eventually it got ridiculous. So now we have another one over here, and basically these 3 different bamboo farms all feed into an auto crafting system. Boop, and gives us bamboo blocks. And I've already emptied this chest once. That should give you an idea. And I converted the green dye farm into a bone meal farm. So that's what's going on down there. And I know, long intro. I apologize. All right, so now we're going to get busy. We're going to try to make this look kind of sewerish. I want this to feel like underground sewerish. Not entirely, but, you know, that's the idea. Because I've already kind of started it with down here. I've been changing the way this looks. We've got mud brick path going on there, but I've got water trains there. So I figure if we make some changes to here, we could really kind of embrace this thing. First thing we got to do is I'm going to do that bit up there first. We need, well, okay. What we need is deep slate stairs. So we're going to tear all this up. Because this is back, this is from when it was on the surface. We're going to ignore that. Nope, nobody saw that. By the way, this wall design right here going around, and it really is more prominent on the inside. Whoop. Hi. All markings designed with the prismarine. It looks absolutely fantastic. Though I think we need to go raid a couple more monuments for the prismarine. The ones we were raiding, well, the world got pruned, and to keep everything beyond 5,000 as fresh resource area, and now it's a different seed, so we don't have those monuments anymore. Sadly. All right, and you're looking at that pit going, cow. Yeah, that is a crystal pick. This thing, while it's not, it doesn't make deep slate faster. It literally melts anything else. We're gonna do this. I don't remember how that ended up empty. Okay. We are gonna make one little change. Now, one thing I do have is this magnet right here. Boop. And what this does is, if you've ever played modded, is, well, I mean, hey, it's a magnet. What do you think it does? We're gonna make a change there. We're gonna make a change there. I'm gonna leave that stone brick. That's gonna be fine right where it's at. Go on ahead and put these in here. And this is where it's gonna get interesting, because we're gonna have to do this, and let the magnet pick them up so I don't accidentally drop them into the system. There we are. All right, we need deep slate stairs. Okay, and by doing that bit, we're going to introduce how we're going to do the rest of it. And we'll understand in just a minute. So we're going to convert all that deep slate. Hold on. Boop. Straight back real quick. Okay. Change. Slight change. So say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 20, 21, 22, 23. 24, 25, 9, 30, 31, 32, 33. So about 33, 32. Half a stack. That works, right? Half stack. Okay, we've got enough that we can pull that off. So we're going to do half a stack of just, well, hold on. Cut it in half. Let's make them slabs. Save materials. Bam. And then we're going to turn the rest of these into polished deep slate stairs. Yes, we're running the polished deep slate run. I don't. These are tabbles. I thought maybe I had a couple buckets of water, but I don't. So let's duck into here. Iron items. There we go. Just leave one. We only need 2. And yeah, so I haven't done this side of it yet, but this whole section is being redone. I may change some of this out to tough to make it look a little slimier. Because again, when I did this, we still, oh yeah, let me show you the ceiling. Ha ha. Isn't it cool? And yes, I do have a lot of black concrete, but there is sculk mixed in. It's very cool. It was all exposed to the sky when I did this. Now I'm kind of wanting to change this, and I really want our storage to look like we built it down underneath the sewers. And it is actually something I have not addressed with Marching Angel just yet. All right, we're gonna make a couple of changes. Let's Let's do that. This is where we're going to make a couple changes. We're going to plop you. I'm going to plop you. And we're going to go bam, 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 and bam. Oh, okay. I'm not liking that concept. This may have to be different. For now, let's do that, and that'll cut our water flow off. And we're going to run it this way. Now, I'm debating on this door. I'm thinking I don't want the door to be... I don't want the water running into the door. That would be kind of weird. So we're going to do it like this. So McVillagers is kind of a... Yeah, it's a slum, basically. All right, we'll run these in. Because I want the end result to look like it's feeding the cactus farm. That's the end result. Not, and again, the operative word there is look like, not actually feeding the cactus farm. All right, so we need to I'm gonna turn that. Oh, question of the day. How we're gonna pull that up. I had the thought in mind, and then it just dawned on me I need to do that. So this might be a little bit different than I was thinking. I like the design of doing this and having it run both sides. This is not gonna work because the moment I flood that, it's gonna try to go down there. I don't want to do that, right? I mean, we could test that theory. Hold on. Let's test the theory. So if I flood here, no, it's not. Oh. This could prove interesting. It's not going to do that. Now, I may change those stairs. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I might change those stairs. But that's actually rather exciting to know that the water mechanic does that. Let's go ahead and do this. All right. We can work with that. That's kind of cool. Learning new things about Minecraft right here. I was so certain that that was going to just flow over that slab, but it said no. Oh, I still don't know how I'm going to change this unless I make them stairs instead of slabs. And I could run... I don't know. I'm out of stairs at the moment, so... Well, the fence got me. Yeah, the fences here is because for a while I had all of our animals stored here, and then Marching built a barn, which absolutely is gorgeous. And I have yet to... And so I moved the animals into the barn, but the posts are still here. And I may do something with them, work the design in. I don't know just yet. See, here's the thing. I don't really plan. That's the whole thing. And if anyone that's ever seen my streams knows, we don't do plans. We subscribe to the Leonard Snart method of planning. We make the plan, we execute the plan. We realize the plan has gone sideways, we throw away the plan. You know, I'm pretty sure I've said that before, but you know, it deserves repeating. Okay, so I've only got those left. Go ahead and turn those into stairs. We're gonna go grab some more really fast. So Marching, and I wish I'd done some recording for this. I actually pulled a prank on me the other day. I was AFK in one of these rooms. I don't remember exactly where. I stepped away to do something, and I'm like, I'm in storage. I'll be fine. Yeah. Well, my lovely base mate decided to be a pain in the butt and pick on me by pushing me all the way into this room, onto the bed. She then took all of my copper golems that I've put on display and surrounded me with them, had them looking at me, and put her jelly cat, right in my face. So after I put all of these guys back, I put Jellycat there. Now, in case you're wondering how I did that, I will give a brief explanation. There's just a bear of a ridge right there, and I was able to slide the cat across along that ridge, and it counted as being seated. So it works. Okay, we need more stairs. And let's just do half a stack of slabs. I don't see any more than that. And we'll save the rest in case we need them. I love my workshop. This thing turned out really cool. And I mean, and speaking of plans that go sideways, I mean, I know Marching and I both, when we sat down, it was like, oh, these color palettes, we could do this. Things change as you go along. I mean, we've been trying to incorporate a lot of the new cinnabar and sulfur as we can into this. Oh, see right there. That's the thing. I don't want stone showing. Hi, thank you. But I've got stone brick from where I tore it out. So boop, 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 and then we'll have a nice. Ooh, I like that. That looks good. All right, back to this. Boop, doop, 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 doop. See, and here is what I was going to do, and I just realized the thing. I can't. Well, maybe I can. Hold on. Go ahead. Well, we could do this. Hi. Go. And run it that way. All right. And we'll take that out. Oh, it's a cave. I'm like, what? There's no wiring. I didn't do any fantastic magical stuff down there. And just for safety measure, let's pop that. Yeah, let's put a stone brick in there. Oh, wrong thing. Oh, I need to join the game. And we're going to pop that in there. That way, you'll see the water run that way. But it's not really going anywhere. And then we'll drop the slab there, and that finishes the floor, and all we got to do is some flooding. Now, this is where I said we can't, but yet we can. The 1, 2, 3, 4, we have reverse crafting. So I can do that, and then I can turn these into the bricks so that I have a brick to pop in there. There we go. I like that. He said hi, and then he left. Okay. We'll see if he comes back. We all do the O and the slash, to, you know, like you're waving. It's become a thing. Gonna do a little bit of flooding here, so we've got our water lines. Oops, wrong way. And see, I have a mod on that auto refills my inventory, which is not the world's best thing sometimes. So when I'm doing the buckets, I keep them both on my hotbar so that I don't accidentally drain my buckets or, and, you know, do things I shouldn't be doing in the first place. And boom, 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 look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? All right, now we'll do the thing. There we go. All right, and we're going to hide one back in there and pop one right there, and then we can fill off of this corner. Since how there's somebody on, we have the lovely status mod. We could say open recording. That way he knows what I'm doing. That will let you know if I'm recording, and if he wants to and then if he wants to duck over, he knows that I'm recording and he'll end up in my video. And I could have set this all up so it was just basically a thin, and we walk through the water, but, and I may change it. I may do that. I may do it down lower and keep it this way up here. I don't, like I said, this is kind of an at the whim. I was like, I could do that. It's like, you know what? Let me record while I do it. Give me the stairs. Okay, so we did that. I love this. And this is, I'm not really worried about this so much because it's not like you're really going to walk there, but it's kind of, you can come down here and it looks like the water is feeding that, which is really cool. I mean, I know it's not super, but it's close enough. And then I can just leave this. And the nice thing about these little tracks is you don't step into the water, so it's very cool. And yeah, I like that. That's a better idea than the other option. I'm thinking, though, we're going to change these from slabs to stairs. If I break these, is it going to flow? It is. Yeah, it got everywhere. Water's running away. Ah! No, not allowed. Let's do this. I like that. See, that's what I thought I was going to do in the first place. All right. Okay, so if we do this, that means here and here and probably here. Oh, definitely here. Okay, so we want to set some stairs right there. And the reason I'm doing all that is because I'm going to have to rework that a little bit. I did up there too, because it hadn't originally been there. It's something I got reworked. There's a mushroom down there. Interesting. Yeah, because this all used to be a hilly area. Our original nether portal was right here. You came out into our storage room. That has been moved, obviously. I don't know if I do the lower slab bit. What if we do this to start? We'll do that to start. The water killed the grass. Interesting. By the way, this is a potion machine. I pulled this off of YouTube. I don't remember exactly. You'll have to look it up. I think I did 3 time lapses in the last video, and I credited the Moss Farm machine, I credited the Stone Maker machine, and I credited well, the third thing. I mean, I did the credits. This I just built. I didn't record. And the way it works, and let me shoot real quick. All the supplies are back here. It's a simple redstone is not complicated. It doesn't mean I fully understand it, but it's not really complicated. And I set it all up, and it's right here, students thing. And basically, the way this works is you do all that. You put your lectern in place. Oh, okay. We have a backup brewer. I don't know why. Anyway, so you pick your ingredient, and then you hit the button, and it feeds that ingredient into that next. So if I wanted to make, because we have so much magma cream from the frog life farm, if I wanted to make that, I could, I would just go in here. I'd be like, okay, just flip through it, magma cream, and then I'd hit the button, put in the magma cream, and then I go back to the redstone, hit the button again. It would feed in the redstone. And then if that was where I was, if I'm done, then I just hit this button. It drops the potions down into here. The gunpowder's loaded, can do splash. And then it auto loads the next 3 pieces of nether wart and brews. But obviously it needs some power. We need some magma. We need some blaze, which means I'm going to have to go into the nether at some point and do some serious blazing around. So here's why I'm stuck on this. I'm trying to debate on how to make it look like the water's going down the stairs without it actually flowing downstairs. That's a bit of a thing. So let's test. We're going to, as I say in my streams sometimes, do it for science. Water science in this case. I need the stairs. Hold on. Okay. It's gonna flow for a second. Boom. And we're gonna do this one real fast. Ah! Boom! Luckily, I did not light with torches down there. So if I do that, can I do this in here to look good, or is it gonna look terrible? This might look terrible. Yeah, I think it's gonna look terrible if I do this. Let's just put it back. There we go. Oh, it turned that stair. Oh, that was why we had slabs. Decisions. All right, let's go back to the slabs. I wanted the sharper stairs, but yeah, let's just go back to the slabs. Which means I don't have to fix that, because we're gonna put all that back. This is, this is what happens. You make changes. Things happen. Are we good? There we go. All right, let's put the slabs back. There we are. Yeah, because that also affected that stair. I didn't think about that. So that's good. That'll be fine. Technically, I could flood the slabs and the water would be standing there. That would look weird too. So I'm not gonna worry about that. We're gonna get down here. We're gonna work on this. We're gonna hang lantern one there, so we can pull that one. Oh, there's a torch down here. These are top slabs, so I can't hang a lantern there. We're gonna borrow. Hi. Borrow. We're gonna take these, because we're gonna do a thing. We're gonna line it up right here, and we're gonna put that up against the. No. Ah! No, too much. That's what happens when you have a really good pick. We're gonna put it against the stone brick. We're gonna come down 2. We're gonna do it again. We're gonna come down 2. We're gonna do it again, and we're gonna start hanging lanterns off these so we can pick up that torch. And okay, so how much of a gap does that leave? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hey, that's not bad. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and boop, and boop. That way I can. I'm gonna go. Yeah, all right. It's time for these to go. I thought about making use of them, but yeah, it's just time to go. And let's hang another one there. And we got one wall left. We could bring it back to this corner right here. Stick him there and plop and ta-da! Yay! Love it, love it, love it. You know, this banner's been hanging here. It's because every time we get grave visitors, I kill them and I get the banners. Just as a quick squirrel moment. Boop. I kind of like it. I'll see what Marching thinks when she gets back on later. All right. No. All right, we could pull that one. And I don't think there's anything else on the ground. Are we good to go ahead and pull the grass? We're good to go ahead and pull the grass. Let's do it. All right. We also have a mod that allows things that don't normally stack to stack. So. All right, we're going to pull all this. And you're like, yay, but grass. Well, I don't really need grass, but this will be fine. We're trying to go for, this is an underground kind of sewery area. So I'm not really necessarily making a pond. I'm just getting rid of the grass. Yeah. Now, you can see where at the time I really, yeah. Obviously things are going to have to change right there. Gotta love the magnet. So kudos to Starfish for thinking that one up. There are mods where you can use the magnets. This is not a modded server. We call it Vanilla Plus because we have some features that work, but some features that make it a little bit more modded than normal. But it's really mostly quality of life stuff. Like we have a few fancy stuff, things like the magic mirror, the magnet. Ooh, nope, too much. Hi, go back. Thank you. Hi, break. I'm just trying not to break too much. That's why I'm. There we go. I just don't want to accidentally make a big old tunnel in the back underneath the wall there. By the way, this wall dumps into. I mean, there's a ravine right here. It's just like I'm making that ravine our kind of our back. That's our backyard, which is why I did all this fanciness. And you can see the prismarine stuff down there too. It's not totally hidden from the exterior. But my thought was, like, if we're going to do a city, we should really embrace the whole city feel. Which is why I've been doing certain things. We're just going to run a polished deep slate trim wall. I'm debating on this right now while I do this. I'm trying to think, how should we accomplish that? All right, let's put a couple things away. Empty my pockets a little bit because, yeah, that's a lot of grass. I may need to dig out a shulker. You know, I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna have to dig out a shulker. That grass is pretty full, just to be on the safe side. Let's grab 2 more. I've got more if I need to make some more. This, by the way, looks fantastic with shaders on. It really does. Because the skull sparkles. It's fancy. I went way too far. Well, nah, it's fine. I was gonna say I got some stone to work with, but it's fine. All right. All right, grass. Oh yeah, that's pushing it a little bit. Those are both full. Is that gonna? All right. We're good there for a bit. Dirt. Okay, we're not as bad as I thought. See, and that's a shulker almost full of dirt too. I got a few things. Just a few things. Now, we have had wandering traders, and I'm going to take a moment just real quick. We've had wandering traders. The only one, you know how they sell logs, you know, at different wood types. The only one we've not come across is oak. But because Marching's been chopping down that forest, we got some oak. We had one for spruce. Look at it, 5 extra shulkers. We had one for pale oak. Hello. Pain in the butt tree to chop down. Jungle. Cha-cha. Yeah. If you don't know that reference, I feel sorry. I feel for you. We had one for birch, 6 shulkers on top. I mean, we have got the wood supply. Yesterday, and I think he's still up there, unless he despawned. He despawned. We had dark oak yesterday. Boom. I bought 6 shulkers full. We got 5 extras. We got the dark oak. Cherry, mangrove, oh yeah. And bamboo, the machine is pumping out. We're good. We have the woods. Okay, let me put the spruce fence away real fast, get it out of my pockets. Boop. Hi, resort, please. Thank you. Love that mod. Inventory profiles next. If you don't know what that is, absolutely fantastic mod. Okay. Remember I said I wanted this to look like it's flowing down to this? Well, that's the next trick right here. So if we pull this up, which we're going to in just a moment, but first, we need to convert that deep slate into polished deep slate blocks. I'm going to take all of it. Boom. Boom. There we are. That should be enough, I think. Maybe. But I want the water to look like it's feeding these. So we're going to have a little bit of a trick there. I got to figure out how we're going to do that. First, we're going to do this. Then we're going to dig out the tub. Well, hold on. Before I go any farther. Nope, this will work. This will work. I was thinking maybe I should do tough instead, but I'm going to go with this. This is not going to be enough. I made 48 and that's not enough. Wow. That's a thing. Sound physics mod, by the way, for the echo. I will happily inform you of any mod I'm using. And yeah, that is sound physics. Does a really cool effect. Gives you an echo when you're in a cave. Beautiful mod. Oh, I didn't grab any more. I didn't grab any. I went to the stone cutter and I didn't grab any. You know, I like the sulfur, but it's squishy. They make different noises. It's kind of cool, but it's really squishy. All right, let's just take a whole stack. If that's extra, if I got extra, I got extra. It's fine. Now, fun story while I'm doing this. Down where we're mining for deep slate diamonds and ores, there is an area. The whole tunnel right now is deep dark. Okay, and you know what deep dark means? That means ancient cities. Well, there's not an ancient city there, but there is down here. There's one there, and I found one over there that I have now connected a tunnel from that one to the other one. So we've got 2 cities running off of this, but that's not the fun story. The fun... Sorry. Can I sleep? I can. All right, good. The fun story is that in the mining tunnel, which goes the other direction, it's all still deep dark, but no city. And I'm like, that's fine. That means no mobs will spawn while I'm mining. I could just hold, you know, because I have dynamic lighting, I could just hold the light source and mine and not worry about it. Well, that's where the fun story kind of comes in. There's a section where you go under it, and there is a tunnel that has got so many skulk sensors and shriekers, to where I have actually summoned a few wardens while mining, but because they're up in a tunnel area above me, they're spawning up there, not, you know, down where they can get me. All right, here's my thought question. Do I want, before I do that, do I want this? I'm gonna get some tough, and we're gonna lay some tough down while I think about it. I don't know if I want this, or if I want to make a change. I may make a change to make it match the rest. Let me grab some tough. Now, let's see, one of the added effects of where we're mining is keep hitting some pretty large tough veins. Let's take 4 and that 20. I was going to do a sort, but I was looking at going, nah, it's all right. And but yeah, I've summoned Warden to this, but yeah, he can't get me while he's up there. This right here, part of inventory profiles next. There's also a little trick that you can do if you turn that on and you hold down Shift Alt and then right click whatever you're making, it will automatically do it for you, all that's in your inventory. So if you want everything you grab to be converted match, that's a great way to do it. However, all right, do I like this or should I just go tough? Ooh, I don't like the lines. I mean, it could, this would make it look a little fabricated, like, hey, yeah, we built this to be this way. Here, give me this. Turn those back and back. I like that better. All right, change plans. I know I said the evil word, I'm sorry. See, this is why I don't do the plan. This is the, realize the plan has gone sideways and throw away the plan part of the plan. Because I don't plan. I have ideas and if they don't work, then I change my mind. It's just the way it is. All right, so we're gonna use that lovely handcrafting mod. And I'll show you this. Ready? Okay. So Shift Alt, right click, boop, and we're going to get out of there for a second. We're going to put these up here. We want to do the same thing. Shift Alt, right click, turn it all back into standard. Now we'll get back into here. We'll put this up. We just want tough slabs. Shift Alt, right click. Like I said, you better be sure you want all that's in your inventory to be converted though. If you're splitting your material, I wouldn't do it. Oh yeah, that's gonna look better. I like that. I like the texture better for what it's gonna be, which is a flooded sewer kind of thing. That is a much better texture. Highly recommend way of building. Try it out. If it doesn't work, change it up. Come up with some of the coolest things when you do that. Now, we had a member return by the name of Jinx. It was very cool to see him back. Came over to visit while I was streaming the other day, and I was showing him around for the things that we had done. And he took a look at the storage. He's like, good grief, you just go big. I'm like, well, hey, big, go big or go home. It's like, when it comes to building in Minecraft, there we go, that's better. And yeah, every time I say I'm going to build a small base, it just does not happen. It really doesn't. I mean, look at last season. Last season was Skylaw from Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword, which I loved that game. Now that I've played it all the way through, I'm like, I don't want to go back and do it again. It's actually a better playthrough on the Switch than it was on the Wii, which I really enjoy. Because on the Wii, it seemed like the controls were a little funky. I mean, they still get a little funky, and I still have to recenter every now and then, but it's fine. And then 2 seasons ago was Hyrule Castle from Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. So yeah, I say I'm going to build small, and then I don't. I end up building this big old thing. That was why this season, Martians had the issue of the last 2 seasons of a base mate who gets busy, life happens, and ends up finishing it herself. So that was why this season I said, well, why don't we base together? Because you know I'm going to be around. She's like, yeah. So that's, I think I mentioned that last time too, but it's one of those things that just kind of bears repeating. So it's very cool. I think we're gonna have a lot of fun this season in building and doing things and coming up with different ideas and what can we do to combine our efforts. I think we're gonna have a lot of fun with it. Now I could have done this the other way. I could have flooded all this and then set the slabs, and it would have worked just as well. And I may, because we're about to science this. I may wish I did it that way. I think if I can crouch and hit. Nope. All right. Can I not foot? Oh, okay. Just not crouch. I'm like, oh, no. Like I said, I was almost to the point of, am I going to regret doing it this way? I almost did. So I was thinking crouch and hit to do it, but no, it was the other way around. It was the opposite of what I was thinking, and I love this because this will be waitable. Obviously I've got depth strider on, so that's all cool. And this is all decorative. It's not going to be, and things may change. I may come in here and add more decoration to it, but for now we're just doing this. We get this bit done. The last bit we want, the last bit I really want to accomplish for today, well, for this video, is I want to try to work out that path. This is just a little decorating thing, but it's like, I wanted that feel that we were actually in a sewer. Sewer-ish. Like, okay. I was not expecting that. Kind of cool flooding things this way, because you notice the water stops. It doesn't just keep flowing across it, which is cool. And I could add some lighting to it. I might, like along the edges somewhere. I mean, other than the lanterns. Because we've got, we have frog lights at the wazoo. And because I'm doing the frog light shop this season, I don't have to go spend diamonds to get more frog lights. So I may change it up and do some green frog lights in here in places, just to kind of do it, because, yeah, I think it would look cool. I like this, though that may have to change. I really wish I could find a way to do water flowing down that stair, but I don't think I can. Short of just having a waterfall, a water flow that we walk up. I'm going to talk to Marching and see what she thinks. Do we want to do that? I'm kind of like having this dry walkway. I think I'm going to leave that much of it. Right here, though, I may redo the water channels. Because I want there to there, and we're going to try this real quick for this video. So let's go ahead and clear these out. Oh yeah, and I did build this arch. If you didn't notice it before, I did go ahead and build this arch thing after I redesigned the floor. And those are actually the green frog lights up in there. When shader's on, it glows green, which is really cool. Complementary Unbound with the Euphoria patches, by the way, if you're wondering exactly what shaders do that. I love them. I think they look fantastic. I'm debating on having the water look like it's coming through there. Oh. Hold on. Thought process. Light bulb idea. Copper items. Oh yeah. Waxed oxidized copper grades. Let's go. I mean, the tough looks good, and I'm not just, you know, the opposite. The thought is not get rid of the tough completely. However, bulb idea for over there too. Okay, first this idea. We're gonna pop that. We're gonna get rid of that. We're gonna put that tough brick back down below, and then we're gonna drop this grate. We're gonna dig out the water barrel, and we're going to flood said grate. Aha. Do you see where I'm going yet? Then, and that way we can just leave this. And we're going to run this. And we're going to do kind of a twisty channel right there, I think. And I like this. And we're going to go ahead and do this. Am I going to need to make a change? Yeah, right there. I'm going to. That's fine. That's easy. That's an easy change. That's just one of these, and I'm gonna need a pale oak log real fast. And yeah, I'm gonna leave that for now. I may change it. That's one of those things I'm gonna ask Marjorie. Be like, hey, I did this. What do you think? And any suggestions she has for making alterations to make it look just a little bit better. There we go. Like, love it. I know. Kind of changes the pattern if I do that. You know what? Better idea. And it's going to reclaim some of this stuff to do it. Plop you down. Give me the polished, and we're just gonna run you through there. Yeah, I like that better. Oh yeah. And then we're gonna go ahead and reclaim that and drop one of those two. And that really kind of fills the effect without, you know, doing crazy stuff. And here's where it's gonna get interesting, is trying to get to there. But first, we've got more stairs. We can do this. We're gonna drop it like it's hot. We're gonna do that. We're gonna do that. There we go. Bend it around. Maybe? Oof. No, I don't like that. Do it that way, maybe. All right, before we worry about the other side, let's deal with the water on this side and see what we're looking at. So go ahead and drop one there and there, and that should, yep. Go to the corner, there to there. We're gonna hit that little bitty corner there. We're gonna hit front and hit this one. That did the thing. I was worried we were gonna have to do a mechanic thing, but that did the thing. I am gonna do one little more addition to that, but first we got to do that water channel. I think this will work. We're gonna find out in a second. If I pop that down, see, that stops the water, but maybe, just maybe, we can do this. I like that. And then it's flowing. I love it. Okay, do I like that better, or do I just want it pouring over the mud? That's the question. I think I like this and having the mud underneath so much better. And I'm also thinking I'm gonna swap these out with all of this with tough brick, maybe. Maybe, I don't know. That's another. Again, that's a question I'm going to ask my base partner and see what she thinks. I mean, something I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go do it, and then say, hey, I did this. What do you think? And I get a lot of, you know, positive responses. At the same time, certain things I'm like, because we designed this together, so I don't want to push it without at least checking. Oh, what if we do this way? Will that? Yeah, that works. I can't do it there though, because it'll wrap, and I don't want it to. Well, maybe I do. Hold on. Which do I like better? The other thing is, I didn't want to wrap. Ooh, you know what we could do to fix that is this. And then is that just not a thing? All right, hold on. We are sciencing is what we're doing. In case you're wondering what we're doing, we are sciencing. We're gonna block that for a second, and we're gonna pop. Okay, it's just gonna do that. All right. But we got rid of it. It's not really a source block anymore. So now test that blocks off. And boom. Drop it like it's hot. And yeah, it's going to do it either way. But that's fine. I mean, actually, I kind of like that. All right, I think we'll go that route. Now that we've made the change already. All right, let's go ahead and finish setting this up. And then let's run our water channel on this side. If you're wondering why I when I got them both out when I only needed one, so that I didn't have inventory profiles next to doing dumb stuff. And I think once shaders are on, this will look really cool. Now, I like this. I'm trying to make it look like things are getting a little corrupted from stuff leaking out of the storage containers, which is kind of the idea there. But I do like this. I kind of... See, we have this stuff called biome powder. That's something the starfish added in that I could go, say, to the sulfur cinnabar caves, which have green water. Use the powder there to collect, say, hey, this is the biome I want. Come back here and change it, and that would give me green water. And it might be something we do. I'm not gonna do it today, but if I do it, I promise I will record. So that y'all can see the insanity. Okay, one last thing. Because we're already, actually, no more last things. Because we're approaching an hour long, and I did not mean to go that long, and I apologize. Bit of a longer video, so we're going to go ahead and stop it right there. I've got an idea for this, but I'll work it out, and then I'll show you guys what I got going on. But I want to thank you guys for tuning in. You guys are awesome and amazing, and I love you. I hope you like the updates. I hope you like the whole idea of turning this into a sewer. Yeah. Big magnet in my hand. Whoop, let's turn that. All right. Thank you for tuning around. Thank you for watching the video. You guys are amazing and awesome. I'm going to keep working and doing some things. I'll have another video. I do apologize for the delay between the videos, but life happens. I am getting ready to go back to work in just a few weeks. The life of a daytime teacher. But I hope you guys appreciate the video. I appreciate you guys for watching. You guys are awesome and amazing. And I will see you guys on the flip side.